Hello friends, welcome to Inside Saigon Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss the weekly analysis of the current issues, and this is going to be the weekly issues number 13. Previous 12 issues, if you miss out anything in case, please visit the playlist which is dedicatedly there for weekly current issues. Previous 12 issues were included there and go through that. And if you have any doubts regarding, please put those doubts in the comment section of this video. Meanwhile, in this particular video, we are going to discuss about following 7 topics. First, let me help out you which topic is related to what subject. Special leave petition. Special leave petition. It is related to Indian polity, especially Supreme Court. Then Palk Strait. That is related to India and Sri Lanka. Recently, both the government decided to launch ferry services between the two nations. Then regional rapid transit system. Of course, it is different from the metro because it is going to be cover longer distance, and it is different from regular railways as well because it is somewhat faster and more frequent in nature. Our Prime Minister started regional rapid transit system. Then angel tax. Angel tax is nothing but angel investor related to angel investor. Angel investors are the people who invested their money in the startups. In return, they'll get the equity. And when they are getting equity, so how much amount of the tax should be imposed on them? That is related to angel tax. We discuss. It is related to economy. Then ethics committee, Mahua Maitra, the issue. The spikes in aerosol in the Hindu Kush region. What are aerosol and what are the reasons for the aerosol? That we will discuss in the environment topic. Then Prohibition of Child Marriages Amendment Bill. 3 additional weeks of extension given to this particular parliamentary committee which is examining the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill. So in this we will discuss about what is this bill is all about, and this is related to polity. These are the 7 topics which we are going to discuss in detail in this particular video. Let us see the first topic, special leave petition. Here Supreme Court observed that when people are applying for the special leave petition, they are not giving important information. So important information is missing out from the special leave petition, so that the cases are taking much longer than anticipated, and Supreme Court is also experiencing a lot of delay. So Supreme Court is observing that when a petitioner is applying for the special leave petition, it is better if they include all the particular details related to the case. In this particular issue, we'll see what is the special leave petition. Okay, special leave petition. Special leave petition is related to Article 136. Here Supreme Court is saying that the special leave petitions are lacking the crucial information. Special leave petitions are nothing but taking permission from the Supreme Court that please accept our appeal. If the special leave petition is accepted, then they are allowed to appeal in the Supreme Court and the case will be listed as an appeal. If the Supreme Court rejects the special leave petition, then that case is not eligible to be appealed. And the special leave petition can be appealed against the judgment given by the lower court or the award given by the tribunals as well. Of course, here you have to remember there is one exception, that is special leave petition is not applicable to military tribunals and the court martials. And this one is only applicable, the special leave petition is only applicable to the cases where substantial question of law or gross injustice has been committed. That means if there is a violation of constitution principle, then this special leave petition will be applied. And it is a discretionary power of the Supreme Court. That means it is not the right to be claimed. Okay, it is not a right to be claimed. It is only the discretionary power of the Supreme Court. Who can file an SLP? Any aggrieved party can file the SLP. Aggrieved party means party which felt that they face injustice. And an SLP can be filed in any civil or criminal matter. Okay, it is not necessarily restricted to criminal issue. And there is a limitation period. That means when you get the judgment in the lower court or when you get the award in the tribunal, within certain period only you have to go to the Supreme Court with respect to special leave petition. For example, 90 days with respect to any judgment given by the lower court, whereas 60 days against the order given by the High Court. This is the limitation period. You should not go beyond that particular date. Procedure. The procedure is all the relevant facts and where you are thinking the constitution is being violated in the previous judgment, we have to quote that. And Supreme Court will go through. And in case if Supreme Court require the view from the opposite party, they may ask for the counter affidavit as well. After examining all these things, Supreme Court will decide whether to entertain that special leave petition or not. If the special leave petition is allowed, then the further proceedings will be taken from there onwards. So that is about the first topic, special leave petition, which is related to Indian polity. Now we'll go to the second topic, that is international relations. Both India and Sri Lanka decided to launch ferry services from Tamil Nadu to Palk Strait. Across the Palk Strait to Sri Lanka. Tamil Nadu, Nagapattinam to Sri Lanka, Kankesantaruyai. This is across the Palk Strait. Of course, Palk Strait on one side, and the other side is we have the ocean part of the Indian Ocean part of this, and the Palk Strait which connect the Bay of Bengal with the Indian Ocean. Okay. So now we'll see further information regarding this particular Palk Strait and the ferry services. You know the students, India and Sri Lanka trying to normalize the diplomatic relation between the two nations. And on the other side of the Palk Strait, here we have Gulf of Mannar. And tell me students, Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve is very popular for which animal? It's very popular for which animal? Put your answer in the comment section. India and Sri Lanka, they decided to launch ferry services so that greater connectivity can be established between the two nations. And of course, we always believe in the neighborhood first policy. We try to improve our connectivity with the neighborhood nations. This is from Tamil Nadu to Sri Lanka. This Palk Strait named after Robert Palk. He was acted as a governor of Madras Presidency between 1755 to 1763. And Palk Strait is surrounded by Pamban Island of India on southern direction, Adams Bridge, Adams Bridge, and Gulf of Mannar and Mannar Island, Sri Lanka, in various directions. It connects Bay of Bengal with the Indian Ocean, this Palk Strait. Indian Ocean, Gulf of Mannar, part of the Indian Ocean. And this Palk Strait, so the southwestern portion of this Palk Strait, southwest, if this is the Palk Strait and this is the southwest part of the Palk Strait called as Palk Bay, from Tamil Nadu, river Vaigai drains into this Palk Bay. Next, regarding the Adams Bridge. Adams Bridge, popularly known as Ram Setu, and it has lot of religious significance in the Hindu religion as well. Recently, one movie was also been made on this Ram Bridge, or like Ram Setu. It was made up of limestone shoals that is very shallow in nature, and it previously used to act as a connecting link between the India and Sri Lanka. And it is a natural structure which formed due to the tectonic movement. Later, sand trapped in between those corals, and at certain places of this Ram Setu, the depth of this particular water is less than 10 meters as well. That is the reason navigation is very difficult in these areas. This is our second topic, that is the India-Sri Lanka ferry services. And the third one, this is related to our Prime Minister launched Delhi Ghaziabad Meerut RRTS corridor. It is going to have 25 stations. It is going to cover 82 kilometers in 1 hour. So what is this RRTS? Regional Rapid Transit System. It is more improved version of the regular railways. Compared to the regular railways, they go very faster and more frequent in nature. In and around areas of the NCTR, Delhi capital. So our Prime Minister inaugurated the Regional Rapid Transit System. So first you have to know what are this RRTS stands for. Regional Rapid Transit System. And what kind of nature? It is a semi-high speed rail connectivity. Not the bullet, not the high speed, semi-high speed rail connectivity. So it is going to be the balanced and sustainable urban development, part of the balanced and sustainable urban development connectivity project in and around area of the NCTR. So they take environment also into consideration. It is constructed by NCRTC, that is National Capital Region Transport Corporation. It is a joint venture program of this. Also you have to remember Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and UP. These are the states involved. Such kind of projects around their capitals are already there in some other countries, such as PER project in Paris, regional express trains in Germany and Australia, as well as SEPTA regional rail in USA. So these are some similar projects in other countries. They are faster than the metro trains. They can capable of going up to 180 kilometers, but now they are going to operate only at 160 kilometers per hour. And these 8 corridors are planned. And in the phase one, 3 projects been grounded. The significance is obviously They're relatively faster and more frequent. So people will enjoy more comfortable transit in a very less time, okay, in and around capital city. This is about the regional rapid transport system, RRTS. Now fourth topic. Our fourth topic is the angel tax. Recently, actually what happened, students, angel investors are the wealthy people who are investing money in the startups in the belief that their startup idea will grow further. In return, startups will give some of the equity shares to the angel investors. Previously, whoever the angel investors, who are the Indian residents, they used to be taxed. Okay, tax used to be imposed on them. The tax is angel tax. Now, recently, Government of India announced that they are going to impose such kind of tax on non-residents of India also, and that is going to be affect the startups very severely, because these non-resident Indians, they are going to invest a lot in the startups. Now, this Government of India given a direction that, okay, certain level of exemptions will be given if the startups having investment from the non-resident Indians. Okay, regarding that we are going to discuss the recent tax directive issued by what? Issued by Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT, exempting that recognized startups, whichever the startups recognized from the verification, that means they are exempting from the verification by the field officer under which section? Under section 56 clause 2 of the Income Tax Act 2023. That means now their angel investors, they are not going to be taxed for a while. So obviously it is going to be relief for the startups. Actually, it was one of the main concern raised by the startups. Okay. Next, angel tax. Angel tax is nothing but income derived from this investment in the startups by angel investor. Normally, this tax will be 30.6% on the company. Okay, if any unlisted company, normally startups will be the unlisted companies. If these unlisted companies, if they issue the shares or equity to these angel investors at a price higher than the market value, then obviously they will get tax. For example, I am an angel investor. I invested in a startup. Okay, startups, obviously unlisted company, their market share value, for example, is a 10 rupees. But they counted their share value as a 20 rupees and they given 300 shares to me. That means how much worth money I got? I got around 6,000 money worth. That kind of investment I got from that in return. So I have to pay tax on this 6,000. That is the 30.6%. That is what I meant to say. So previously it used to be there, especially if this investment is from the Indians. Regarding the non-residents Indians, this tax was not there, but recently amendment was made according to that even the non-resident investors as well, they have to pay tax. Now temporarily the relief was given to the startups. Okay, next, that was the fourth topic. Next, fifth one is ethics committee. You know the students, Mahua Maitra, she was being alleged, that she took money for asking questions against Adani company. Regarding that, one of the BJP MP, he complained to Lok Sabha Speaker, and Lok Sabha Speaker forwarded this issue to the ethics committee of the Lok Sabha. In this aspect, we will try to understand the ethics committee composition and what is the main responsibility of the ethics committee and how the action can be proceeded in this particular case. First, Lok Sabha Ethics Committee, they are going to investigate a matter against the member of parliamentarian. Ethics Committee, it was constituted in Rajya Sabha first in 1997 and Lok Sabha in 2000. It was made as a permanent committee in 2015. You know that, students, parliamentary committees are two types: ad hoc committees and standing committees. Standing committees are nothing but permanent committees. Again, standing committees are different types: committee on finance, committee to inquire, committee to house maintenance, and committee to certain other things, like subordinate legislation. So there are various committees are there, and one such committee, even departmental standing committees are also there. Tell me, students, how many departmental standing committees are there in the Indian Parliament? How many departmental standing committees are there? Now in this ethics committee, it consists of around 15 members, and the duration for these members are 1 year. Most of the parliamentary committee duration is 1 year generally. And what is the main role of the parliamentary committees? The main role of the parliamentary committees is they will check whether members are involving in any unethical issues or not. If so, that issue been investigated, and that investigated report will be tabled before the House, and House will discuss not more than half an hour, and finally House will either approve or reject the report of the ethics committee. You know that all the reports of the parliamentary committees, they are not binding on the House. That you have to remember. Okay, that is what I explained. Limitations and criticisms. So these are non-binding in nature. So strict action is not going to be there. That is one of the main limitation. Next, aerosols. We are going to discuss how the aerosols will be formed, especially when hydrocarbons, dust, or forest fires, and sea salt, when all these things when undergoes into certain oxidation reactions and the direct radiative forcing, because of all these various forces, aerosols are forming. Now, our main concern is aerosols level is increasing in the Hindu Kush Himalayan region. Okay, in the Hindu Kush Himalayan region, aerosols concentration is increasing. So what will happen? Whenever the aerosols concentration is increasing, obviously it leads to global warming, because aerosols have a tendency of retaining the heat. That global warming may lead to the rapid melting of glaciers, which may lead to a runoff of various rivers, perennial rivers. And in the long term, once these glaciers are completely melted, even water scarcity also will happen. When the flash floods also will happen because of this global warming. So aerosols also contribution to this global warming. We'll see this why these aerosols are increasing and which aerosols. The Hindu Kush Himalayan Tibetan Plateau, it has experiencing high level of the aerosol. Aerosols are nothing but fine particles. These are the fine particles that float in the atmosphere. And these particles, they are emitted by what? Emitted by vehicles, factories that burn fossil fuels. They also include particulate matter, PM 2.5 as well as PM 10. And sea salt, dust, black and organic carbon, and all these things consist of the aerosols. Types of aerosols. Natural aerosols, they are formed by natural process such as dust, sea storm, sea spray, volcanic eruptions, and wildfire. Anthropogenic causes such as due to human beings. This may be due to industrial process, vehicular emissions, burning of fossil fuels, and all these things. And aerosol properties, they vary widely in size, okay, ranging from few nanometers to several tens of micrometers. That means their size vary from very small to very large. They can consist of sulfates, nitrates, organic compounds, black carbon, mineral dust, and sea salt. These are the various components present in the aerosols. Effect on climate. Like I said earlier, either they may increase the temperature in a particular area or they may decrease the temperature in a particular area. But in the Hindu Kush Himalayan region, because of the aerosols, increase in temperature, that is global warming, is being noticed because they are obstructing the cloud formation. ISRO's PRL study, it is indicating that this aerosol induced atmospheric heating, it is causing the 50% of the total warming in this particular region. So it is a somewhat significant and we have to address this particular issue. Implications: increased temperature, rainfall will be affected, and glaciers will melt very quickly, and this may lead to the change in hydrological cycle. Hydrological cycle means evaporating of water, forming clouds and rainfall. This particular cycle will get affected. Concerns regarding the glacier retreat. The Hindu Kush Himalayan Plateau, it is home to very big, very huge glaciers, and when this glacier retreats happens, it leads to formation of this lake, glacier lake, and the outburst of the glacier lake, and it may lead to flash floods as well. That is about the topic number 6. And the 7th topic is about the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill. Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill. The parliamentary panel which is examining this particular bill, certain 3 months of extension been, 3 weeks of extension been given. Sorry, 3 months. 3 months extension given. Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill. It is all about increasing the marriageable age of women from 18 to 21. That means both men as well as women, they are going to have a common marriageable age, that is 21 years. That is the main purpose of this particular bill. This bill was introduced in Lok Sabha in December 21. and it was been referred to the standing committee, which consists of education, women, children, youth, sports, various ministries members are being represented in this panel. 3 months extension, that means extension till January 24, 2024. These proposed amendments, by looking at various laws, customs, usages, practices, they are going to increase the marriageable age of the women, so that women will have more quality life in terms of their education. So that is about this Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill and the extension given to the panel. Yesterday's video question: consider the following statement regarding the Gaganyaan. Regarding the Gaganyaan, after launching Gaganyaan mission, India will join USA, Russia and China as the countries which launched human space flight mission. It involves sending 2 members, not the 2 members, 3 members. Third one, it involves a demonstration of human space flight in the low Earth orbit, LEO, around 400 kilometers of height. I told you in the previous videos, yesterday video. Now we will see today's video questions. Question number 1. Consider the following statement regarding diphtheria. Read the 2 statements and figure out which one is the right one. Next question. Consider the following pays. Here the pays and the location. These tiger reserves and valley present in which state? Next. Consider the following countries. The countries are given, and how many of these countries given above have signed the Abraham Accord? So how many countries signed Abraham Accord? Next, consider the following countries. These countries given, and how many of these above countries border Lebanon? Very important in terms of Israel-Palestine war. Next, which of the following articles of the Constitution of India provides for duration of House of Parliament? Which article deals with the Parliament House duration? And these are today's MCQ question. Try to solve these MCQs. As we reach to the end of this video, in this weekly issues number 13, we discussed about all these 7 topics. I hope this particular video had a value addition into your preparation, and try to answer the questions in comment section. And if you need any particular topics, please try to include those topics in the comment section. I'll try to include those topics in the upcoming videos. Thank you. And this is the detailed analysis regarding the weekly issues number 13.